Have you ever helped a stranger for just one moment and then forgotten about it? What if that single moment returned to you years later, when your life had completely fallen apart? This is a story about hunger, hope, and a kindness so small it felt ordinary, yet so powerful it changed two destinies forever. When Emily Carter stepped off the plane at JFK Airport, she carried only 2 suitcases and a heart full of hope. She had moved to America to study business, believing education would open doors her small hometown never could. The city lights felt like promises, and every passing face seemed to whisper anything is possible here. But dreams are fragile when you're alone. Within her first month, Emily was robbed on a subway platform. Her wallet, passport copies, savings, everything was gone. She worked odd jobs, skipped meals, and slept with her coat on to save on heating. Each day, the city that once glowed with opportunity began to feel cold and unforgiving. One rainy evening, hunger finally broke her pride. She walked into a modest family restaurant called Mason's Grill, her hands trembling as she approached the counter. "I'm sorry," she whispered to the manager, her voice barely holding together. "But, is there any leftover food I could have? I can't pay right now." Before the manager could respond, a man from the corner booth stood up. He was in his late 50s, wearing a simple shirt, his eyes kind but tired. This was Robert Mason, the owner. He studied Emily's face, her exhaustion, her fear, her dignity still fighting to stay upright. "Sit down," he said gently. "You don't ask for leftovers. You deserve a meal." After listening to her story, Robert placed an envelope on the table. Inside was a check for $5,000. "This isn't charity," he said. "It's an investment. Finish your studies." That night didn't just save Emily's body, it saved her belief in humanity. Years passed. Emily finished her degree, worked tirelessly, and eventually became the CEO of a highly ranked technology company. But life tested Robert Mason. A sudden kitchen fire damaged half of his restaurant. Insurance delays drained his savings. Soon after, medical bills for his wife piled up, and a bad business partnership pushed him into debt. One by one, he lost the restaurant, then his home, and finally everything he had built over decades. One winter evening, Emily stopped at a fuel station after a late meeting. As the attendant handed her the receipt, she froze. The tired eyes, the familiar voice. "Mr. Mason?" she whispered. "Now working night shifts just to survive." Robert looked up in disbelief. "Emily?" Emily hugged him without hesitation. The next morning, Robert received a call. Emily had cleared his debts, helped him restart his life, and offered him a role in a new community restaurant project. "You once told me kindness is an investment," Emily said softly. "I'm just returning it. Life can take away money, homes, and titles, but kindness never disappears. It waits, grows, and returns when it's needed most."